The visit went really well for 5-star power forward Caleb Wilson. Is he going to be a Cat? That's the conversation on today's episode of the Wildcats Today podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak, writer and editor over at Kentucky Wildcats on SI. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It helps the show a ton. We would really, really appreciate that. Carson, take the darn floor.
So the back-to-back fantasy football champion, Team Nash, had its way with Team Stefaniak this weekend.
Okay,
with 3 players going nuclear, and the defeat of Team Stefaniak was awesome because both of my teams lost, the Eagles and Kentucky. So it made me feel a lot better.
I lost everything. You took everything from me. I had already mentally made the video that I was going to play had I beat you. Now, we are going to throw some strays because while I did lose, at least I am not 0-2 like this man.
I have about 20 booked near where I live, near Clownsville.
Yeah, dude who's been doing this for 32 years. Full-time professional. Rated by One Family Magazine, #1 clown, 9 straight years.
Ready? Let's do it. Drop that sucker.
Bingo! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Sorry about that, Cam, but it don't think it make me feel better. So, if you're 0-2, you deserve it. But Carson, let's get into this. What we talked about Caleb Wilson on Thursday, was it?
Yeah.
Thursday? And like I said, hey, would love to have him. We both agreed, but we didn't feel great about it. We knew this visit would be pivotal, and man, I think this is taking a turn in the favor of the Cats. Carson, how do you feel? Do we have a shot? I think this has started a snowball effect when it comes to all of our recruits.
Well, when a recruit says, I like the Cats, I really like the Cats, and then moves up his commitment date a couple months, never a bad thing. Never a bad thing, especially when he's tweeting at other recruits that Kentucky's looking at and saying, come on over, bro, while he's on campus. I'm referencing Caden Lewis, who dropped his top 4 this weekend as well. Another big recruit for the Cats. So pretty exciting stuff with Caleb Wilson.
I just flat out, I didn't expect this to go our way. I just didn't. I felt like we were, too far behind. We talked about Coach Pope did a really good job. He was behind with Jasper Johnson, but, he's from here. All that he was able to pick up some ground with that. This one, he was born and raised in LSU's backyard. And just a player that LSU's in there for a lot of SEC, Arkansas, Alabama, Auburn are all over him. And UCF for some reason, but hey, to each your own. Florida's great. And it's not even, he must like Disney World because it's Orlando. Isn't Orlando even on the beach?
No,
right?
It's not.
There you go. So why go to Florida and not go on the beach? Go to, Coastal Carolina or go to University of Tampa if you're going to do something like that. But hey, to each their own. I think this is just landing a guy like this. This is a top 5 player someplace. 24/7 Sports has him like 9 on 3.
24/7 Sports new update has him top 5. He's number 5.
There you go. Then so point there. On 3 has him 4 in the composite rankings. This is a top 5 recruit. So we already talked about, I'm already sick and tired of the narrative of Mark Pup can't recruit. If he lands this guy, just go kick rocks if you ever said that. Just go touch grass, kick rocks if you ever said he can't recruit. Because, which, Carson, heck, at times you and I had our concerns about it. So we need to go kick rocks. But, I think that I'm just fired up. I'm fired up, man, about the future of basketball recruiting in Lexington because I think Coach Pope's going to recruit. He's recruiting players to fit his system. He's not just recruiting the best players, although ironically he has offered, I'm pretty sure, every single top 10 player in the 2026 class, which contradicts what I'm saying a little bit. But in this class, at least, he's really firing his shots at the guys he wants that fit his system. So, Carson, on top of Caleb Wilson, do you have any other recruiting nuggets from some other guys you want to drop real quick?
Well, yeah, the one glaring one is that Tonde Yesufu cut Kentucky from his list. But in my opinion, that's It comes right after a good Caleb Wilson visit. I mean, is it hand in hand? Do we really know? Baylor and ASU are the two main competitors for his talents. Both have been known to throw a lot of money at players in the past. So could be a big NIL guy here. And with our class right now, I don't know if we want to go spend $1.5 million on a Tone Day when you could get these other guys that you might rather have for your class.
I loved Tone Day. You know, we're not gonna be that podcast. It's like, well, he stinks anyway. No. Tone Day's a great player, you know, and Carson, you and I agree. We really wanted him. But, you know, I do think it kind of came now. Tone Day is kind of one of those undersized big guys to me. Now, he's a wing. He plays similar to Ortega in a way. And I think even that, Carson, I think you told me that maybe that.
Yeah, no, I texted y'all when you told me that he cut us. I was like, well, if you really think about it, if we want to have players here for more than 1 year, it's literally we have a Tone Day. His name is just Ortegatron. Yeah. They're legit like the same exact player. They're both 6'5", play the same role, do the same things.
But I mean, if this class, Carson, was Jasper, Malachi, Caleb Wilson, and Caden Lewis, where's your hype meter on 1 to 10?
10.
That's my point. And hey, it would be a 13 if you got Tone Day as well, but you're still going to bring in an elite class. And Carson, are we back potentially maybe in it for Mullins? How you were telling me something about that earlier.
Yeah, so he canceled pretty much the rest of his visits other than IU. I don't know if he already visited UConn. He might be visiting there. He
did already visit UConn, I think.
Okay, so then it's just us left, and it's whenever we got Jasper to commit, it kind of cooled off with Braylon Mullins a bit, just because they weren't really sure how he fit with alongside Jasper, which is fair. But since then, it seems like Pope's done a really good job, like he did with Jasper when he got down, to kind of come back and surge in the recruitment again. And I see that Kentucky has a chance. And when Kentucky has a chance, they're always in it. So you can never take them lightly. So I think that recruitment's going to come down to UConn, IU, or the Cats. I'd probably give the slight edge to UConn right now, but you never really know. It's recruiting.
I think I still feel like he ends up at Indiana or UConn, but I mean, I'll just tell you this, and if Mullins goes elsewhere, you know, Tone Day already cut us out of his list, but I'm just telling you, if you get a Caden Lewis and Caleb Wilson, or in all honesty, any of those big guys that we talked about on Thursday to go with Malachi and Jasper, knowing what you're going to have coming back, because we talked about that on Thursday too. Travis Perry,
Noah.
Ortega. Yeah, I was about to say no. I keep almost saying Noah Trent.
Terry, Chandler, Ortega, Noah, and then
the
NCAA. The NCAA might pass another rule where people can take another year. So then
maybe get both those guys back too.
Then you can get everyone back.
I keep almost saying Noah Trent because it's like two first names. Noah Trent. Noah Trent could come back. Hey, but he'll be a freshman because he's not a real person.
I wish Davis Anthony could come back. That'd be nice.
That'd be really cool. Or Murray Jamal.
Yeah.
Or man, can you imagine if we could get one more year from Pope Mark or the big guy? He was great. But I just am really happy with how Kentucky recruiting is right now. And here's the deal. I would say the knocks on Mark Pope when he was hired as Kentucky's head coach, recruiting and tournament success. I believe that over the next 3 months, he's going to end the recruiting narrative, and now he's got to end the tournament success narrative. You know, I mean, and it's fair. I didn't win a game. I mean, he's got to prove it, but I think he's going to do it this year. I think but also I don't want him to be like, hey, well, we won one. No, you would love a second weekend appearance from the Cats this year. I mean, you'd love him to go deeper. Why are you wearing Clay Anderson's hat, by the way?
This is not Clay Anderson's hat.
I just noticed that.
Do that.
But
no,
you give it to him on Saturday.
Jeff was giving out my hats like they were free the other night.
Okay, I just thought it was Clay's hat. I just feel like you stole it. But
saying that as we bought both our hats at the same exact time.
I don't remember that. That happened? Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, you were like, I'm going to buy this for Clay. And then you bought it for him, and it looked great on him. And then you took it from him. That's just cold, man. Whatever. But Carson, I think this class finishes top 3. I now feel very, very more confident than I did on Thursday, which is funny because we missed out on Tone Day between then and now. But I really think we might land Caleb Wilson. And I feel great about Caden Lewis. I think that will we get Caleb Wilson? Because sometimes, here's the deal. It's Lexington. It's Kentucky. It's the visits. He was at that football game, which we'll get to in a minute. I'm trying to push it off as long as possible.
We're pushing it off till the end.
Yeah. But, I mean, he felt Big Blue Nation. He felt the vibes in Lexington. I mean, get it.
What's that girl's name? Is it Maya Russell? I don't want to butcher her name because she is a superstar Olympian athlete. She won a gold medal. Caleb Wilson got a picture with her. That could never hurt.
Yeah, I saw. Well, yeah, I'm blanking on her name too, but I know what you're talking about. But I think he just felt the vibes here. So this is my only concern with Caleb is he going to be like, I love it. This is awesome. This is great. And then he's going to be like in a month, like, this place is really cool. Oh, and also I just realized this. Chris Sinek is the one that's from LSU, not Caleb Wilson. I butchered that. Thanks for saying something, Carson. Where were you?
Hey, you did that to me once. I remember. It's still fresh in my mind.
Okay. Well, thanks, pal. That's we'll throw another Happy Gilmore. Where were you on that one? Can't do the next one. But so who is in it for Caleb Wilson then? Am I right? I'm getting all these guys mixed up.
No, it's the leaders,
guys, but not LSU.
Arkansas, Alabama, us, and Auburn. I feel
and UCF. I was right about that, right?
Mm-hmm. But I mean, do we really count them?
Yeah. He could be at Disney World every day.
That's true.
Yeah, I was right about that. So the only thing I butchered was the Louisiana thing. That's on me, folks.
UNC is in it too. And yeah, I can see UNC being a player for him too. But I really like how the visit went. I think we're shaping up to be. I think we're the leader right now. I really would call it that way. I mean, commits don't move up their dates much, and when they do, it's a really good sign. And especially when he moved it up, saying he could even move it up sooner. So that's a really, really good sign.
Yeah. So the only thing I'm worried about with that, once again, is the whole, will he is it this happened this weekend and then it kind of dies down, recency bias. Is it a little recency bias? I don't think it is, but I'm just saying I would love to see this steam continue over the next month. And
I tell you what, Andrew, I don't want to underplay this. And I said it on Thursday. I watched the video on Caleb Wilson, like just a day in the life of Caleb Wilson, and he seems like a Mark Pope guy. Like he is just down to earth, very, very good guy, like a very good person, human being.
Let me read you this. When you're
I just feel like Mark Pope being so caring in the way that he is, I feel like he can sell him on that. And I'm getting excited because I really think we are in the lead here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I ain't against you. But let me throw this at you. I love this. Caleb Wilson told On3 this. His favorite basketball player is Nikola Jokic, which you want to talk about as a power forward who in Mark Pope's system that you would want. Yeah, that you would want to compare yourself to come to the system and work is Nikola Jokic. I mean, we know the best passing big man probably in NBA history, definitely in NBA history.
Yeah.
And so there's this quote that he gave to
other than Mark Pope.
That is true. Good point. Good call. And Amari Williams. But he said, I play like a combo forward role. I can shoot the three. I can shoot off the dribble. I'm a very good passer. And defensively, I can play the perimeter and interior on defense. He's been my favorite player since his rookie year. I love his passing and playmaking. A lot of people say that is what's best about me. I watch how he comes down the floor, surveys the court, and sets his teammates up. I try to put that into my game. Once again, what more could you ask for if you are Mark Pope in a big man than a guy who tries to play like Nikola Jokic?
And seriously, if you all haven't seen his highlights, go watch them.
Yeah, big LSU.
I mean, there's a lot of chatter that he could push AJ Dubasta for that number one position overall. in the recruiting rank.
That'd be crazy. I mean, that's kind of what happened to Justin, isn't it? Like, wasn't Justin didn't end up at number one? Well, I mean,
no, and it all really fluctuates a lot just based on play and updating the rankings at what time they do and all that.
Yeah.
But I think he could be easily top 3 by the time it's all the class is said and done.
I'm just thinking about Boff watching this. I just made myself laugh thinking about it. Yeah, but I'm with you. All right, Carson, let's just get it over with. Let's do it. Just 5 minutes. I don't want to do more. I can't do it more than 5 minutes. It'll ruin my day.
All right.
You're so close. You're so close there. And what's frustrating about playing Georgia, I mean, we're
6.
not
6, Andrew.
Huh?
6.6. 6.6 million people watched Kentucky versus Georgia.
I saw that. I did see. I literally actually just saw
it. Was our chance to make a statement to the entire world.
Number 1 watch game.
Everyone watching the game.
Yeah.
And on 4th down with 3 minutes left to go in the game against Georgia team who hasn't lost a regular season game in 41 games.
I can't do it. I can't talk about it. I don't want to
You
talk about
punt and give them the ball. The best team in the country for the past 5 years. At least. You give them the ball. It's Georgia. They're going to get first downs. I get it, Stoops. I get it. You have 3 minutes left. Technically, you have 4 timeouts because you get the 2-minute timeout. Your defense played great, and I'll get to that in a second. But you got to win the game. When it comes down to it, you got to win the game. And the play calls at the end were very questionable. If you run the ball twice at 1st and 2nd down, you have a 3rd and 5. Instead of when they threw it, you're back to 3rd and 8, 4th and 8. Demi Smith had one of the best games I've seen of a Kentucky running back. Georgia's defensive line, all of them are going to get drafted. Every single one of them. Probably in the top 2 rounds. All of them. He ran for 97 yards. Heck of a game. He outplayed ETN.
Yeah,
fantastic game. Shout out the offensive line as well because much, much better this week.
Was much better.
My goodness. And honestly, shout out to all the players. You all left it all on the field.
Oh, yeah.
I am not mad at you all at all. You all deserve to freaking win that game. You all left it out there. Oh, man, it gets me going because I freaking love football. But you can't punt there. You just can't. And the reason why he said he punted is because he said he knows that our team can't score on Georgia when it's a known passing down. That shows me that he doesn't trust his players at all to make a winning drive, which hurts. I mean, because as a coach, you need to trust your players if you want to win games. And knowing you don't trust your players, it's hard. And it was a brutal game on Saturday. I mean, and then the pick 6 that gets called back. I mean, I was up standing on the stands. Shirt was getting ready to come off, and
was it already off? I figured
no, not at that time. No,
kind of disappointed in you.
If we had won the South Carolina game, the shirt 100% would have been off at that moment in time. But and that kind of goes with it too. Like if you beat South Carolina and then you punt there and lose, but you kind of like, I mean, it wasn't the worst decision in the world if you think about it. I hate the idea of the decision more than I hate the decision.
I hate everything about it. I'll make my case.
I believe you should try to win every game. And I mean, you see Tennessee onside kicking up 30. I mean, I like that. Some people don't. I do.
To me, Carson, the issue is very simple. This is my dad's go-to saying. This is a go-to saying. Kentucky was playing they weren't playing to win. They were playing to not
to lose. And
that even, you know what irked me, all 9 levels irked me before that? There was 9 seconds on the clock, right? Before halftime, and you don't take a shot?
Oh my gosh.
My mind. You're trying to not make a losing play instead of
Literally,
trying to make a winning
play.
play.
Call a pass play. 9 seconds left. Tell Brock, first read, if it's not there, throw it a freaking way. Throw it away.
Yeah. And then we
Throw
get
it through the back of the end zone. Who cares if you get grounding? It'd be a 5-yard penalty. It's still a 33-yard field goal. Like, and speaking of field goals,
yeah,
shout out Rainer. I mean,
he's our best player. We're turning into Iowa.
we are turning into
He's our
Iowa.
best player.
Iowa has more yards than we do.
Oh man, but this is what. And listen, the one thing I'll always respect Coach Stoops for this. He's standing by his decision, man, and I respect him for that.
That's
you
fair.
know, he's been very clear. You're allowed to disagree. That is okay. If and he's made that very clear. I respect him for that, for saying
That's
that,
fair.
and throwing that. But to me, 4th and 7 against Georgia, you get that first down, you're pretty much in 52-yard. Well, I mean, you're in the long field goal range, but you also, you're going to run that ball 2-3 more times. You're going to get it to, between 40 and 46 probably. And you're going to have that opportunity. And then you know what I mean? You punt it away there. And you play to win the game, man. You don't play to not lose the game. That's what grinds my gears. It's Georgia. If you don't get it, they've got the ball on their 46. And in all honesty, yes, you would then lose the field position game. If you stopped them, run, and you stopped them, and they make a good punt, you could be in a tough spot. But you would still be in a spot where all you got to do is take the ball, 50 yards downfield, and you've got and you can still kick a field goal. Now, what also makes me mad is we're not okay. So we aren't built for obvious passing downs.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you this, Carson? Tell me if I'm missing something. Now, if you punted it to Georgia and they went 3 and out, right? And you used all your timeouts and they punted it back to you, you're going to have to throw the football a little bit, aren't you? The game's almost over. You can't run. The punt would have probably gotten you under the 2-minute warning to where you run it twice. If you don't get a first down, you're under a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand. You were going to have to throw the ball either way. I mean, that's what really blew my mind.
Georgia has a good punter. So, you're not guaranteed to have great field possession either.
It's not like he's kicking that thing guaranteed to the end zone and you're getting it, out there. You could be getting inside the 5, which is, and it's just, that's what I don't like. You know what I would have been doing right here? If on 4th and 7, Kentucky went for it and threw a slant route to Dane Key and Brock Vandegrift threw just the worst pass you've ever seen in your life, and it gets picked off. I am saluting Mark Pope. Mark Stoops for his – Mark Pope would have gone for it on 4th and 7.
Oh, yeah.
But I am saluting Mark Stoops for the decision. I would not – I really don't believe anyone would be like, you should have punted it away. No, it's the number 1 team in the country. You've got them on the ropes in front of 700 million screaming Kentucky fans. Environment, by the way, was incredible. I thoroughly enjoyed that football game from start to finish.
That Freeburg going into the 4th quarter had me on fire.
Yeah. I mean,
with the light show, everything, we were winning.
So it just, that's my thoughts, Carson. When you're playing a team like that, it always makes you mad. It's like when you're watching Vandy play Alabama and Vandy on the first drive of the game takes it down and they've got 4th and goal from the 2 and they kick the field goal to go up 3-0. Hey, that's not going to help you with the upset. You got to go for that touchdown. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm talking about. This is that same move. Well, we'll take the same, you shouldn't ever be safe against a team that is a lot better than you. You need to be risky. Risky's how you win games. Why do teams come into Rupp Arena and shoot 47 threes? Because that's their only chance at winning. Is, they're not going to beat you down low. That's not how you're going to beat Georgia being risky. You're going to beat Alabama being risky. And that's what makes me mad is Coach Stoops played the game safe. He had 2 opportunities. You go for it. Not when I say go for it, I'm talking about when you kick the field goal at the end of the first half. You score a touchdown there, different game. You score a touchdown there, You don't. You're
win,
fine to
probably.
punt. Then you can punt.
Yeah.
It just that's what blew my mind there. And I get it. I get it. He's not confident in his passing attack. That's what I get it. I do. But you got to tell Brock, if you cannot take a sack there, can't take a sack.
What I'm saying is look at your first read, whether that be Dane, Barryon, or Macklin.
Yeah.
If he's not there, throw it through the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
Just chuck it.
Yeah. Throw that. I mean, I'm with you. That's all I can do on this. Carson, I can't do any longer. I can't. It's just bringing me PTSD from the painfulness that I went through on Saturday. Because it was, and once again, I'm so proud of this darn football team.
Oh, yeah.
So, like you said it, Carson, so proud of this team. They play. I'm so proud of the
players at all. These players deserve to win that game. And, I mean, it hurts me for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a chance to shock the world, and they gave it their absolute all, every single one of them that was on the field. And it was an unreal performance. I mean, that was one of the best games played that I've ever witnessed from a Kentucky fan aspect.
I thoroughly enjoyed
Georgia is the most dominant team in the past 5 years that we may have ever seen. Georgia is a dynasty now, and they are great at every position. NFL guys, 3 deep, every position, and you had them. You had them.
I'm with you. Oh, okay. All right. Go beat the crap out of Ohio. That'll make me feel better. It's a silly state anyway. Just go.
I would love to see us beat Ohio 70-0.
Yeah.
Go for it every time. Don't ever punt. Kick every onside kick. Screw them.
Yeah, there you go. Man, what's your deal with Ohio? What's your beef, pal?
Nothing. Win football games.
Fair enough.
Win football games.
All right. I'm going to tell Clay you have his hat. But any other thoughts, Carson, before we call it a day?
No, not other than Caleb Wilson's a freaking cat. Let's go, baby.
All right. Everybody, like we said earlier, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hope everyone has an outstanding rest of their Tuesday, and we'll see y'all on Thursday right here on the Wildcats Today podcast.